tree, I think of this little man waking up at like 3:34, and I think it's because he's teething, because nothing settles him. He won't come and sit in our bed, he won't lay in our bed, he just screams. So we gave him a bottle, gave him Panadol, gave him cuddles, tried to resettle him, tried to leave him for a little bit, still just screamed. And because we live in a complex, it is so loud, so we can't really let him scream or cry for too long. Plus he's obviously upset, so yes, it always ends up with us coming down here, and it makes for a very long day. But I just try to remember that he's teething, it's his eye teeth, so they must be so painful. So I'm just trying to make sure that he's feeling nice and comfortable. And yeah, so I thought, why not take you guys on a day, just a general day of what I do. And I've got to go and save this child who's climbing up the stairs, so I'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, so we just got down to the beach. We're going to go for a beautiful sunrise walk for my mental well-being today, I think. Plus it's an absolutely beautiful morning, so why not seize the day. Huxley fell asleep in the car, of course, but I think it's also good for him to get his sleep cycle back in check, and for us to get that beautiful morning vitamin D. Oh my god, goodness, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. So beautiful, guys. What a morning. Hey Hux. Hey baby. I like your slippers. See the sun? Do you see the sun? So I think it's about 6:30 in the morning. Part of me really wanted to just stay home. I have had, this is a bit TMI, so if you're a guy watching this, maybe just skip this bit, but I have PCOS, so I have not had a period, I don't know, like in 3 years. Like since I went off the pill, I have never had a period. Even going through IVF, we tried to obviously induce a period, but nothing happened. So I don't know, I just have such a crazy hormonal imbalance. But lately I've had intense cramping, like period pain cramping, really sharp pain on my left side. So I'm guessing I've got cysts, like ovarian cysts again, or I am possibly maybe going to get my period, which is so exciting. So yeah, so I sort of just wanted to lay in bed, but I thought, no, let's get out into the sun and go for a nice little morning walk. But I just wanted to fill you guys in, because I know a lot of you have been following me since I went through IVF with Hux, and I just want to keep you guys posted on my journey and what's happening with my body. Oh guys, as much as it's hard work, I love being a mum so much. We've had one shoe casualty, haven't we? Got him a baby chino. It's only like maybe the second or third one he's had. Oopsies. But he's actually liking this one. But I didn't think this through and it's all over the place. Charmies. Now you got one shoe on. Hey, one shoe. And then I just got a coffee and I'm just gonna sit here and take a few deep breaths before we start to head back. Hey, Booba. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Ha. What you doing, babe?
Washing.
Washing the dick. So then it can get stained, right?
Yeah, oiled.
Oiled.
Yeah, just have to wash yourself in 15 minutes and then it's ready to oil.
Nice.
Then let it dry. Try to oil it.
In the meantime, Huxley's playing cups. So I just did a little yoga flow as we got home. I transferred Huxley into his cot, but yeah, he did not stay awake. I mean asleep. Did you, Bubby? So just some nani and some strawberries. And I just made my breakfast now. So I'm gonna sit down and eat this. And then maybe chat to you guys when I can, when he's a bit quieter, just about my whole health, women's health stuff. Do you want to play the cup game? You've got food all over your face. What are you doing, you snuffleupagus? Want these back? Uh-oh. Here you go. Uh-oh. Wow. Oh, they're jammies. So I haven't gone through his clothes for a while now. So I thought I might just, while Jack's cleaning the deck, so he's just got to clean that. We can oil it and then finish a little bit of painting and then we can put the balustrade up. Gadu! Which means we then have a deck again and Huxley can go out and play. It's been so hard that he hasn't been able to go out there because that is our only sort of outdoor area for him unless we go out onto the road or to the communal garden, which we do still. But yeah, it's nice for him to be able to go out and us sit out there with a cuppa or eat our snacks. So I thought while Jack finishes and that's going to dry, I'm going to go through his cupboard and just take out all the clothes that don't fit him anymore, because he's at the age now where he's sort of in between, like he's so tiny still for his age, like he's just always going to be smaller. He was almost 4 weeks preemie, so yeah, and he's only fine. So I'm just going to go through these and see where we're at with everything. What are you doing? Oh, dude. Oh, you cheeky. So this is what we end up doing, isn't it, mate? Go see what Daddy's doing, hey? You wanna hold Mummy's hand while we go down the hill? Good boy. Jack is making the gate that will be up here, and that will obviously make the stairs that will come down. there a bird up there? Hey? Is there? Oh, really? Is there a bird up there? There's a bird up there somewhere. Another bird. I wish you guys had seen it. He literally just tumbled backwards here and then laughed. Say bye, birdie. You're doing a rock angel. He does this in the sand, guys. Oh, you probably shouldn't do that. Hey gals, I can finally record this part of the vlog because little man has gone to sleep. So fingers crossed he has a big sleep, because if you've been following me on Instagram, you would know that he's been up at 4 a.m. for the past 3 days, maybe 4 mornings. Lack of sleep does this to you, but I am hoping he has a better afternoon nap so he has a really good sleep. But he is teething, so we'll see. Which brings me to this chat with you gals. Now, I've been meaning to do a chat like this for a long time, but to be honest, I guess I just haven't been ready to share, I guess, everything with you guys. And it's not even that I didn't want to share it with you, it's just because it's one of those things that I've tried to not forget about or push away, but almost keep that positivity going and sit in the realism of the situation. But I feel like now is the time. Huxley's 16 months old, and now that I think back to the beginning of my whole pregnancy and, you know, beginning of my pregnancy, it's time to sit down and fill you all in on what the heck is going on with my health. So rewind to when I was 10 or 11, I got my period. I was so young, guys. Like, I remember I was in year 6, and I still remember we were on, it must have been a Sunday, because we always used to do family drives on a Sunday, and I just distinctively remember being at a toilet break stop. So a toilet break stop. And it was a public restroom, and we'd stopped, and I'd gone in to go to the toilet. Now, I'm guessing girls are watching this, but guys, if you're watching this is probably not the right vlog for you. So maybe tune out now. But girls, I distinctively remember going to the bathroom and walking out and saying to my mum, there's blood. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, don't touch it, don't go near it, like. And I was like, no mum, it's me. And the look on her face, she was shock horror. Like, she was not expecting her 11-year-old daughter to come and say that she just started her period. She was not prepared, let's just say that. So he begun my journey through periods, and ever since that day, every period I got, like, I cannot remember a period where it was not really, really heavy and so painful. Like, so painful to the point I would have to take Panadine Fort to even dull the pain. And this was back, I remember being in New Zealand when I was 12, and the pain, oh my gosh, I'm 31 now, guys, and I still remember it like it was yesterday. The pain was so bad. It used to, I literally would be bedridden, curled up in the ball, to the point where painkillers would only dull it, or I would be that exhausted from the pain that I would eventually fall asleep. Maybe when I was 14, my mum took me to the doctors, and as you all know, they recommended the pill. Back then, the pill was recommended for really painful periods, bad skin, which I did get, and I was put on Diane. So it's a pretty strong pill, and I was on Diane up until, I'm gonna say 4 years ago. We weren't told about the pill. We were pretty much just said, this is gonna help with your period, it's gonna help with your period pain, it's also gonna help with your skin. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. No one delved into what was behind the pill, what the pill actually did to your body, your hormones. Anyway, long story short, I was on it for a very, very long time. So during that time, I still would get really, really bad period pain. And I would also breakthrough bleed, which is when you haven't skipped a pill or your sugar pills or whatever, but I would still bleed irregularly during that time. Having a painful period and feeling like shit was the norm. I remember going for a drive with my mum, driving back from the town, and it was nearly an hour drive till we got home. And I remember having really bad cramping, like really bad. And then it got to the point where it was that bad that I had to get my mum to pull over, and it was this sharp but stabbing pain. And I remember having to get out of the car. I tried to get out of the car and I could barely stand. It was that bad. So my mum, we weren't that far home, so we drove home straight to the hospital. And the lady was so rude. She was really horrible. She was asking me if I was pregnant. Am I sure? It's probably just period pain and I just need to go home and take Panadol. She was just really, really rude and actually made me feel this big. Long story short, I had my first cyst. So I had what they call a follicular cyst, and it had burst, which means it had gotten so big that it exploded. And then obviously I started bleeding. It was horrible. It was so painful. That was the first time I found out that I most probably had polycystic ovarian syndrome. Not that they said it back then, but they pretty much just said that you've got cysts on your ovaries, and this one, normally they will come and go without you even knowing, but it's probably a reason why you've always had such really like strong and heavy pain and period throughout your life. I did have this ache on my left hand ovary, like this throbbing sharp pain, and it used to shoot down my leg. Like, it was really horrific, and I think I just got used to it and I thought it was a norm because people would just sort of like, oh, it's okay, just take some Panadol. But we looked into it further. My parents had been amazing actually. She was really, really good and supportive through the whole thing. We got it looked into further, and then they found a cyst on my left ovary. It was like 3 by 3 centimeter, so actually not that big compared to what other people have, but I did have to go in and get that removed. And yeah, that was that, and pretty much just dealt with it for years and years and years to come. And for anyone else that has cysts on their ovaries or endometriosis, you girls would know that it's something you physically can't see, but what you feel inside is horrible, and you really can't explain it to anyone that hasn't experienced it before. And I think that's why so many people sort of shrug it off as a you'll get better, take some Panadol, heat pack kind of thing. I did sort of just put the pain aside and just figured out that this was the norm and I was going to feel like this every time I got my period. Anyway, that sucked, as you guys would know, and whoever experiences it, I feel you guys, I feel you. Anyway, let's fast forward to 4 years ago. I had it was horrible, a really horrific experience. I remember I was living with Jack, and I had been bleeding for 5 weeks. 5 weeks, it's non-stop. I should have listened to my body then, but I didn't. And pretty much I still remember that day I had this really intense pain. So it was like all around the front, wrapped around my lower back, and it was just this intense cramping. Let's just say something happened that scared the shit out of me. And yeah, I remember ringing my mum and I was like, I think I need to go to hospital, like something's happened. It was really scary. At the time I actually thought I had a miscarriage, like I wasn't pregnant or wasn't planning on getting pregnant, but I thought maybe, you know, it happens, like Jack and I obviously in a long-term relationship, maybe I'd accidentally fallen pregnant and I was having a miscarriage. So I rang the doctor that day and I went straight in, and he pretty much just said that it's probably the pill, it's your body. Again, like what the heck? So I decided that day that I was going to go off the pill. Okay, my battery died, which I think is the universe telling me to shorten the story, and this is why I'm doing this in a vlog, because honestly the history of my period is very long. But what I was saying was I ended up with a fibroid, which is it's a benign weird cysty thing that no one really explained to me. It was just there and then apparently went. Anywho, I then ended up having to go and get surgery done. Actually, I just remembered I had surgery in between of all of this to get my fibroid removed, which they didn't remove. They told me after the surgery. So 4 years ago, after all that, I decided to go off the pill. So I was going to get my period back. I was going to regulate my body again and just start just getting rid of all of these issues. So I stopped taking the pill. And yeah, my doctor pretty much said that if you've been on it, say, for 10 years, it'll take 10 months to get your period back. So during this time, I wanted to get my bloods done. I wanted to get my hormone levels checked. I wanted to get an egg count done just to see where my fertility was. So they checked my hormone levels amongst a lot of other things. And it came back that my hormone levels were really, really low. So all of them, every single one of your fertility hormones you have, mine were pretty much below low, which is not good. And my egg count was also in the low range. And as you know, your eggs, you don't get more as you get older, you get less. So yeah, that was a real big eye-opener for me in terms of my future. The pill almost is like autopilot for your body, and your body has to learn to do all these things again itself. So I gave it 10 months, still nothing. I gave it, I think it got to a year and I still hadn't gotten my period back. And I was like, okay, well, this is serious. Like, if I want to have children, like, I need a period. So we looked into getting my period. So we saw a fertility specialist and we had started to look into a plan where it was to take medication to get a period, to essentially get a period and therefore hopefully be able to fall pregnant. We went to start that and then realized, wait a second, we've got to go get Jack tested. He was supposed to get tested before we started all this, and we found out that he had problems as well. So he pretty much, our fertility specialist said, guys, you have absolutely no chance of falling pregnant. You have to go straight to IVF, and not just IVF, you need to go to ICSI, which is where instead of putting like the egg and the sperm together and hoping that they come together, they inject the sperm into the egg like an arranged marriage is how I explain it to people. So that was the biggest shock for us, not going from me just not having my period to now having to do ICSI to even have a chance of falling pregnant. So it was really, really scary. Anyway, that's a whole nother story, my whole IVF journey. And if it is something you guys want to know about or hear about, I would be more than happy to share that with you. If you had been following me for a while, you know that I did end up in hospital in ICU. I got really, really unwell with IVF. And it was definitely a roller coaster ride, but I also know that listening and hearing other people that have gone through IVF really helped me, so that could be another vlog if you guys would like. But anywho, 16 months postpartum and I still have not got my period back. I did think that pregnancy might kickstart everything back to normal, but it hasn't. So I still haven't got my period, and yeah, I've been feeling lately like I have got my period, like I'm getting all, I guess, the PMS symptoms, like getting really crampy, I'm getting bloated down there. I am having cravings for chocolate, but I mean, that could just be because I love chocolate, I don't know. But I also have a feeling maybe my body is trying to sort itself out again. But yeah, what I'm doing to help myself get my period, and when I found out that I had all these problems and had to do IVF, I pretty much changed a few things. One was, back then I was exercising 5 days a week at the gym, an hour each time. So I really pulled back on exercise. I do exercise, I don't even count how many times a week I exercise. I try to move my body every single day, but in more of a gentle way. So I did see an acupuncturist who said to me, I'm very yang, and that's very your masculine energy, and that I was really busy, my stress levels were quite high, so I really needed to focus on my yin energy, so really nurturing my body, doing more feminine things, eating more warming foods, slowing my exercises down, which is when I started to incorporate way more yoga into my life, which has been amazing. And also just mixing my workouts up, like not always doing like a cardio, not that I really did cardio, but really weight sessions or anything like that. I'll make sure that I listen to my body and do and follow what it's telling me. So whether that be a yoga flow, whether it be a stretch, whether it be a walk, or maybe I do feel like I have more energy and I can do a cardio session or a weight session. I'm way less restrictive on my food. Like back when I was going to the gym, I was really strict, like I wouldn't even eat rice. Like, why? I don't even know. And like that was probably something I even kept to myself. But now I eat whatever I want. Obviously I'm intolerant to gluten and dairy, so I can't eat that. But I have really amazing alternatives that I still enjoy. I enjoy pasta more, I enjoy desserts more, and overall I feel like my approach and my mindset around food is way more relaxed, and I actually enjoy it so much more than when I was really cautious about what I ate, because I didn't want to maybe put weight on or like undo all my hard work. But yeah, so a few things like that has changed. I really learnt to reduce my stress, and that's why in the Health Haven I focus a lot about self-care and finding things that you enjoy in ways to reduce your anxiety and stress, and that's something that's really helped me through this whole process. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on everything, and I don't know if this has made sense, because to be honest, it's been a hell of a long time and it hasn't even made sense to me half the time. But at the moment, still no period, but I do feel like something's happening inside. I don't know what it is, but something's happening, so fingers crossed this is just the beginning. And I'll keep you guys updated, because I don't know how many other girls sort of have a similar story to me, or maybe can resonate with some of what I've been through. But I just want to share it with you guys, because back then no one spoke about it, and it's really it's not nice to go through something like that on your own. So if I can share this and help one person, or you know, just let someone know they're not alone, then that's my job done. But yes, I will keep you guys updated. I should probably wrap this up, as it's probably super long already and Huxley will be awake soon. But yeah, just want to say, even though this isn't my IVF or birth vlog, everything I've gone through, all the hard times, is totally worth it. I know people say this all the time, but I just look at my son and I am so grateful. Anyway, super grateful. I'm gonna get teary now. But yeah, it's been a long journey, but we got there. Anyways, all I can say is that women are amazing, and the things we go through is just incredible. And yeah, super proud to be a woman, and also super proud to be a mama to my little boy. I'm gonna wrap this up, guys, and if you do want to hear my IVF or birth vlog story, I would love to share it with you guys now that I feel like I can, and I will see you guys in my next vlog.